back to a TNT Run video. Today I'm going to talk about basically just I'm going to ramble on about a couple things really, because a couple things have happened, you know, as things are kind of changing as I've been working, you know, those sorts of things, and I kind of just thought I'd ramble on about them this week. So I guess hold on to your horses and make sure I don't scare them away. I don't even know. I don't know. But yeah. So I guess the first thing of note is that Jordan is now going to university in Alabama, which is really cool because I've known him for like since 6th grade now, and now he's going into university for engineering, and that's like, it's really cool for me because I've known him for that long, and you know, I haven't talked to any online friend for that long. It's amazing that you can be friends with somebody like that over the internet for so long. And I know I'm not alone in this case, but it's really cool. Wow, the map has just died. What? That was literally a minute. So, you know, that means a lot that I've been able to remain friends with him, but, okay, nice. Couldn't even delay it. Oh, this map. This is the map you used to be able to cheat on by jumping up there. Now I think it just kicks you from the game if you jump up there. But, yeah, like, just thinking about the first time we called and the first time we played Mega Walls together, that was crazy, and that was a long time ago, too. Just, wow, right? Things have really changed, but they also haven't changed because we're going to still make time to play together when he's in school. So, you know, and I might actually be busier than him because I'm going to balance a job at the same time, and he's not going to have to. I don't think he's going to get one. He should be careful because university is going to be a lot harder than high school. But I'm probably going to keep my job then as well. At least if I can get that month off next summer when I want to go to that conference that I mentioned last episode. I don't know if that will happen or not, but I mean, things should be back to normal next year, so I'm gonna try my hardest to make that happen, because I want to go to one of those while I'm still at this age, you know, while I'm just, you know, like, before I'm, you know, in my adult, stubborn mentality. I want to, you know, I want to still have some fun, right? It's important that we can just be teenagers, be kids, whatever, you know, still for a while, even when we're young adults, right? Like, I'm saying, that's another thing, too, when people date in high school, it's like, don't rush it, you know? I mean, it depends on you, too, if you're more mature, or, you know, if you're both, well, if you're both more mature in that way, and you still want to have, like, child fun, then yeah, sure. I would work with that. That would be great. But yeah, it's just crazy I've known Jordan for this long, and I'm excited for him. Next year it'll be me. I'll be there as well. Don't remember how long his program is, but you know, and we'll continue talking. He's probably the one person I've met on Discord that I would actually continue talking to. So that's what makes that unique, right? Now, perhaps I should transition into the second topic. I kind of want this game to end first, though. I don't want to end it. Oh, wow, that person's all the way up there. That's... Okay. Okay, so now the second part of this episode. It's gonna say that forever, isn't it? Okay, I hate this join glitch. Okay, that may have taken a relog. Okay, it's now the second topic for this episode, and you're gonna find this hilarious. At work, this short little Filipino girl was looking at me a lot, and it just talking to me for unnecessary little things. Turns out she actually liked me. It's pretty funny. And I'm telling you about this because, well, it was a weird experience. Because, I mean, obviously it's not the first girl that's like, duh. But what was weird was, like, we started texting, right? And one of the things she said was that she said, quote, "You're too good to talk to me." And I'm like, it's an interesting thing to say. Well, it turns out, because of just, like, the way I am, you know, I'm quite a decent, I'm a nice guy. If you were to, I know, nice guys finish last, whatever, right? That's not a bad thing. Like, I actually see that as a good thing. I'm quite selfless in that respect, right? So, it's just, that's kind of what she meant. But also, I'm very decent in the sense that I don't curse or swear. I used to. I haven't for a long time. I've cleaned myself up in many ways because, well, my mental journey has led me from, like, after my confirmation in church to being away from the church for a few years, and then eventually coming back because I think I was called in a way, right? It was like that. But, you know, anyways, that's a different story, and I think, and I've touched on it before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, comment. I'll probably make another video about it then. Because I've never really talked directly about my faith story. I've talked about my mental journey, but that's not the same. I don't think it's as significant as my faith story either. But yeah, it's an interesting story, and it really covers how I became who I am, at least in the most significant sense, the most important way. Like, that's I'm emphasizing this because that's what it is. That's what faith is as a Christian, because you believe that you are saved through the death of Jesus Christ, and that the death and the resurrection is, well, the resurrection is a historic event. If he was not resurrected, we would not know. So, you know, and just to throw one apologetic argument out there, because I want to see how people will react. The resurrection we know happened because there's no people from inside the event that said this didn't happen. All of the different gospel writers, all of the different writers of the account of the resurrection all say it happened. All of the people inside of the story says it happened because they all witnessed it. They all saw it. So most people that say it didn't happen, like either Islamists or devout atheists who say the resurrection didn't happen, they're saying it from outside evidence or outside arguments. So they don't have any inside proof that it didn't happen. There's no inside proof that it didn't happen. So for me, that's a very strong apologetic argument, because you can't prove me wrong. I can prove myself right because you can't prove me wrong. You know, you have to have faith in what it says, of course, but also be aware that as a historic event, nobody is debating it being incorrect who was there in that time period. There's nobody. Go through the Gospels and the early New Testament and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not saying I have. I mean, like, seriously, that'll be a lot of studying for me to do. But the point being is that it's there, and I know it's there. Because I've read apologetic books summarizing this, and I will eventually read all of that. I'm working my way to it. You know, I'm not perfect either. Nobody's perfect. I don't think I'm more perfect than you. I don't care who you are. You know, perhaps I'd sympathize with you, depending on what your story is. No, that's just how I see it. And the Filipino girl is kind of, well, I don't like to use inappropriate language towards describing girls, but that's the type she is. Because she doesn't really care about any, like, she doesn't care about any restraint. Like, she legit said that, she'd be able to tempt me to sleep with her if she wanted me to. you know, and, well, she probably could. Because, I mean, well, let's be honest. I'm vulnerable. I'm inexperienced. I don't really know. So, it probably would work. So, I'm being very cautious. I wouldn't get myself into a situation that would make that possible. Right? I just need to be smart. I also got the exact same app. Like, what the heck? But, yeah. And she goes to the school that's next to mine. I mean, I'm not surprised I haven't met her before. You know, I'm going to keep my job into the fall. I don't know if she is. She's actually kind of become a friend now. You know, you don't need to be the same to be friends with somebody, but we have some solid things that we agree on. Like, she does believe that people that date should be friends first. At least I think. Like, if you're looking for something serious, I think that's how she said it. No, I didn't think Filipino girls were quite like this. I thought they were a little bit more decent, I guess, in a sense. I don't want to demean her, but I am, I guess. I don't like to use that language. My grandma will use that language for me. I'll get her on here. Because she calls girls that. But I mean, I guess she's a woman, so maybe she gets a pass. I don't know. Just how grandmas are, right? Grandmas sometimes like to use language that they probably couldn't use anymore in 2020, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, their time as grown adults in the workforce has long passed, right? This is interesting. How I can say blocks there. What the heck? The block didn't even disappear. See, that's another thing in this game is you need to watch for when blocks disappear and when blocks don't disappear. Because perhaps you can be of good help to yourself. Also, because the viewer retention on these videos are around 8 minutes long, I'm going to try to... The average viewer retention is around 8 minutes long. I'm going to try to make sure they're around 15 minutes or a bit shorter than 15 minutes just for that reason. Still more than 10 minutes so I get the mid-roll ads. It's not like that's a big deal though, because these videos don't get hundreds of views. If they did, then the ads would matter a lot more, but they don't. And that's not really the purpose of why I do them. You know, I just want to do it to keep my channel going, because my channel's grown a lot without, like, passively, because a couple videos went viral, and, you know, I also enjoy making content for my channel, and you can see how I've changed. And my online friends who I've met in Minecraft can also see how I've changed over time. It's interesting. I haven't really changed too much in the past year or two, though. That's when, like, 2 years ago is when I really started, well, was when I really did change. You know, it's another thing that Filipino girl said was that I will be completely different when I go to college. Well, we'll see about that. Hopefully, she doesn't actually think that, because that's really unlikely. Well, I'm going to try to do college online. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to try to do school online this year. And you'll also see about that. Probably by December, I'll be complaining about how bad of an idea it was and why I should have made that decision based on my pre-recording schedule. I mean, I usually like to record, like, well, record and edit, like, 5 of these at a time, you know? But I should have gone the other way. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this TNT Run video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in future ones.